I'm Peter with Pro-Life Unity and ProLifeNews.tv, and I'm here with Gary Bauer, and we're at the Family Research Council's Value Voters Summit, and there's been a lot going on here. And what do you think about the summit and the message and the kinds of things that we're trying to get out to America today?
Well, 1 year ago at this summit, there was a lot of disarray, a lot of differences of opinion between the people that were attending it. I recall that John McCain was one of the speakers here, and in the straw poll that took place later, he came in last. It's 1 year later, and he's running for President of the United States with a great running mate. And I think the folks at this conference are going to end up being key when they go back to their home communities and work at the grassroots level on the issue of life and family and for this ticket. So it's tremendously encouraging to see what's happened over the last 11 months.
Well, you bring up the last year, and last year the number one, I believe, was Huckabee.
There was a great controversy about that.
Yeah.
Romney won the overall vote, but of the attendees, Huckabee won. Yes.
There was, as a matter of fact, it was a large applause and everything. So when I was here, I thought, wow, this is a done deal. Looks like Huckabee's going to be the one. And then afterward, it just shifted away completely toward Mitt Romney. But now with McCain, as far as the pro-life people go, I think that we were kind of in the doldrums because though he has voted pro-life, typically we didn't really have much faith in that because he has said that he doesn't want to overturn Roe v. Wade. So, but now that he brought in Sarah Palin, that has sort of reinvigorated the pro-life movement, and it looks like we're solid behind them now because we see somebody coming up. What do you think about that?
Well, look, I think we have to be sophisticated about politics. I'm not sure any Republican president in recent years has said he wants to overturn Roe versus Wade. And the reason for that is the American people are misinformed about Roe versus Wade. If you ask them, do you want Roe versus Wade overturned, about 60% of them say no. But if you ask them, what does Roe versus Wade do? They have no idea. So when you're in the political arena, you've got to be wise in addition to representing our values. And so what John McCain says is what he says at Saddleback Church, that at the moment of conception, a human being, a human baby, gets human rights. And that's what we ought to focus on, rather than on this legal entity called Roe versus Wade.
That's a great point.
Well, thank you. I think that he's showing at Saddleback in the platform where the original platform draft we dealt with in Minneapolis was incredibly strong on the life issue, and the McCain people worked with us to make it even stronger. And then in the selection of a vice president, I think we're seeing exactly where his heart is when it comes to this issue.
Great. Well, as I said, he does vote.
He does indeed.
On the pro-life issues. So
absolutely.
It's a great thing to see.
Yes.
And, I think that we do have hope. And I think that he has a chance to win. And I think that America is seeing a different view of him now.
I agree.
So that should be a great thing. Do you have a website that you'd like to tell the folks about?
Well, our political website, my political action committee is the Campaign for Working Families. And if you go to CWF PAC, PAC, because it's a political action committee, CWFPAC.com, you can find out all the political information we're putting out about what's at stake in this election.
Great. Thank you for
Thank
taking
you.
the time to speak
Thank you.
with
My
us.
pleasure. Good to talk with you.
All right.